Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are talking all of my winter/holiday 2024 eyeshadow palette recommendations. There is not a long list this year. I did do a 2023 winter palette recommendation and then I did a second video last year that was just Christmas. So I'll leave the two of those linked in the cards. All of those recommendations still stand, but when I went back and watched them and saw whether there was anything additional, like new, not repeats, I wanted to do, there were only 6 palettes. So I'm going to show you the 6 palettes, but if you need more inspiration, check out those videos. So these are the palettes that I am wanting to use in December as my wintry, some of them into January if they're wintry, but like Christmassy holiday palettes. And so we'll start with the ones that are more Christmassy, since you know that's going to be done here in December, and then I'll show you just the more like winter color stories I think will work into January, maybe even February. I'm in Ohio, so it's quite cold here now and wintry. The first palette is the Melt Cosmetics Christmas Town palette, and these are not ranked, they're in no really particular order, but I love the Nightmare Before Christmas, had to have these. Really didn't want to pay $60 per palette, was so happy when I was able to get them at $30 a piece. I've heard people saying they've seen these down to like 16 bucks in TJ Maxx, so if you want them, that might be where you can keep an eye out to get them. But this I used recently for a collab on Instagram. If you want to follow me there, all the information's in the description box. But I actually thought these shimmers were way better than Melt's normal shimmer quality. I used Sugar Plum Visions, which is a purple, but it's got like some blue and pink reflect. It looks very duochrome on the eye. And Mistletoe, this shimmer. I did use a glitter primer to help them out a little bit, but I think it's the best any Melt shimmers have ever been, in my opinion. So to have it be that, plus it be a Nightmare Before Christmas collab, which I love, is just great. So that is definitely a Christmas palette I'd like to use a couple more times, especially because the look I did for my collab was like purple and green with a black lip, very fall Halloween looking in my opinion. So I'd like to do something traditional red and green with this. The other palette I've used so far is the one I'm wearing right now, and I think this is like a really fun deep blue and then like a shifty multi-chrome on the inner corner look. This is from Oden's Eyes, the Giant Wolves palette. I hear you, these two palettes you can't get, but I promise there are ones coming that you can still get. But if you have this collab with Annette, take it out. It's quite wintry. I mean, it's grungy, it's like winter grunge, but really, really pretty. Like, I think some of these dark blues and things too, I just used this palette today, but as I was putting it on, I was like, you know, I used Eternal, this kind of like blue to white to, I don't even know what, champagne looking shift, but these blues, like this skull shimmer that I used with some of the deep mattes, would look really pretty paired with a silver on the inside. So that's the combo I want to do when I play with this one again, is do blue and silver. I think that's really, really wintry. And that's kind of the way I like to wear blue. If I wear blue, it's not fully blue, it's like blue and brown or blue and silver or blue and gold, like mixed with something makes it wearable to me. And then the other more festive palette out of the bunch is from Gourmand Girls, the Silent Night. I think you can get this one still, don't quote me, but I think this is holiday. I mean, we've got a Christmas tree and a snowflake embossing in a star from the top of the tree, right? But this is also a very like blue, brown, yellowy, gold kind of a story, and to me that's like what I think of when I think of winter. In some cases green, I'll show you what I mean in one of the palettes, but those are the main ones if it's not going to be like green and red Christmas holiday. Okay, and then I've got 3 products. By the way, these are all indie brands, because I mean, come on, what channel did you think you were on? Of course, all the eyeshadows are indie brands. Indie brand eyeshadow formulas are just supreme to basically everything in mainstream makeup. If you did not know, I'm telling you, try it. You'll believe me then. But these are the like more wintry color stories. And here, I'll show you where I think green can be wintry. So here's the Twilight palette from Colourpop. I could sit and stare at this cover for a long time. Just a reflective, oh, it's so pretty. They kill it with their packaging. And I mean, you open it up and of course, like, come on. Team Edward, by the way, all the way. Let me know your team in the comments. It's the TikTok trend. We listen and we don't judge. So if you're Team Jacob, you know, we can't all be right all the time. It's okay. Totally joking. So here's the color story. And it's got the blues, but here's where I think some shades like this could be wintry. When they're like muted or these kind of sage greens. That's super wintry to me. And this one is just like the perfect muted, can make it kind of smoky. It's got silvers and blues, but still browns to ground it if you want it to be somewhat mixed in with neutrals. It's a really nice one. Color story wise, formula, like they kind of killed that collection. From Fantasy Cosmetica, the Rogue palette. This is maybe my favorite from them so far that I've tried. I got a few more of the Class palettes that I was missing Black Friday, so I have to try them when they come in. But this is so wintry. Again, we've got blues. I think sometimes purples, like these dusty purples or like this shifty blue to purple up here can be kind of wintry. And again, if you've got the right kind of green paired with other things, this is super wintry to me. I love the shimmers from Fantasy Cosmetica too. They're gorgeous. They're those kind of like squishy, putty, textured shadows that some people love them, some people hate them. I love them. I think they look very dimensional. It's like a low amount of work to get a high impact look that looks like you used a bunch of shades when it's just one. So this one, it's a good one. And then the last palette that I think is really, really wintry that I would recommend if you haven't gotten it. I don't know if they're making it permanent in their collection or not, but from Unearthly Cosmetics, the Gargoyle palette. I mean, she's wintry. Look at these blues. And again, we've got green, but it's this like muted sage green. Sorry, about knocked myself out here. And in this one, we've got Night Watcher and Mixed Stick Stone here, so you can test some holochromes. If you haven't tried a holochrome yet, you should try one. You should try one. I feel you're missing out if you have not tried a holochrome, but that's just my personal humble opinion. But again, this is like, again, very wintry, and sometimes too, I didn't mention, anytime you find like a berry or a plum like that, that's nice too for winter. So these were just a few, I know it's a short one today, 6 palettes that I think are very holiday winter inspired that I recommend this year, in addition to all the palettes I recommended last year. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what's your favorite winter holiday palette that you've been loving or that you want to use before the holiday ends in the comments below. And I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.